So it doesn't look like we have any mini attendees in yet. I'll just let you guys know I added a slide about the graduation pickup. So I think I put Cash's name on that slide. FYI.
Awesome. Okay.
So I just put the information he put out in the email so that people would know.
Hey, how do you say Stacey's last name?
Papier?
It's Papier?
Yeah. Oh, let me call her in right now too.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
I get nervous every time I say it.
And I learned that you can set your background in Teams today from a neighbor. So I'm in my virtual classroom.
I love your background. That's awesome.
There's a beach scene, so you can hit those 3 little buttons on your bar and do background effects, and there are quite a few cool ones. So I've got to go help put my kids to bed, and I'll be back in like 5 minutes.
Awesome.
Bye. Oh, I'll have to play with that another time. You can turn the light off.
Stacey, can you hear us? You're good?
Are you sure?
Yeah. Look.
All right, I'm gonna remute. I think we might have some people, like real people, joining us. Oh, Stacey hears us. Okay.
Well, good evening, everybody. We do have of our 11th, 12th grade parents who are on the line. So again, I want to welcome everybody to our live AP testing update meeting. I want to send a special thank you to Miss Leighty. She has helped get this technology set up for us, and she's bringing a gray-haired man into the technology age. So I can't thank Miss Leighty enough and our team who are pulling me kicking and screaming to utilize some new features. But we are hopeful that potentially as we get more updates from the state, more updates from the superintendent as far as grading is going to go this year, that this is a forum that we can continue to use moving forward in the future. We certainly miss everybody. We'd be much happier if we were all together, but I just want to thank everybody for their resiliency and throughout this time period for each other and supporting Western and of course our students. This AP testing updates, I'm very excited for this opportunity tonight to talk with you. This is a great opportunity for our students to really get a leg up as they move towards college. So again, we really got to make sure they're prepared and they're focused on performing well on their AP exams. Introduce our team, of course. We presented multiple presenters throughout the evening. Miss Leighty, Miss Peel, who will be our new AP coordinator starting this coming school year. Diane Frye and Diane Long, who teach our AP seminar and AP research respectively. And of course, we're fortunate to have Miss Stacey Papier, our PTSO president, here with us as well to give a parent perspective as far as we move forward. Just so you know, there'll be an open chat line for questions and answers throughout this evening. Our speakers or myself will try to go back and read the question and answer it the best we can for the full group. Also, at the end of the conclusion tonight, Ms. Leighty has posted I believe it's a Bitly survey for our folks to complete. So I'm really looking forward to the opportunity to talk with you this evening. And I'm excited to turn it over to Ms. Leighty to start beginning to discuss the benefits of why we are stressing this so much during this tough time.
Hello, everybody. I'm excited to be able to be with you tonight. If you have any friends who are not able to log in, do remind them that in order to see the meeting on a mobile device, they have to download the Teams app. So if anyone is letting you know that they're trying to get in and are unable to, then definitely let them know that information. So this is a question, a very real question that we've received directly from students. A number of times. There's a global pandemic happening. Why does AP testing matter? And so we want to be able to provide parents and students some conversation starters around why this AP testing experience is important. The first one is college credit opportunities. So some of the things that students may not be aware of because they've not been at the college level yet is that, of course, a level 3 or higher is going to earn them college credit for all of the 16 universities in the North Carolina system and beyond. So other schools have different protocols for how they accept scores, but typically they have some system for accepting credit from AP testing. And for some schools, like for example, if let's say you're going to be a biology major at Chapel Hill, it may not substitute as your entry-level biology course, but it will give you the credit hours so that you can potentially have advanced registration times when you're in college. So what that looks like is seniors in college get priority registration for all of the class times and the best professors on campus. And if you go into the college level with as many college credit opportunities as you can, you may look like a sophomore to the registration system. And it might mean that you don't have to take all of the 8 a.m. classes or all of the classes with, you get to maybe pick some classes with some of the most loved professors on campus, and that's a big benefit. And you would be in those advanced registration pools each year as long as you continue to progress. So that's a really big benefit of going into school with college credits. Also, you may have the opportunity to complete your undergraduate degree early, and potentially there's times when students pursue an add-on year of a master's degree, and so students may end 4 or 5 years of college with a bachelor's degree and a master's degree, and that there are also opportunities that, let's say you go in with your AP Lang and your AP Lit credit, it may turn into an English minor, which is going to be a really beneficial thing for a lot of different fields post college. And then also you may have an opportunity, because you have these credits banked towards graduation. Potentially you could have a minor in Spanish or something to that nature that could really make you more marketable after graduation. And then it also could create space in your schedule for study abroad opportunities, internships, and undergraduate research. My husband works at Elon University, and he helped me brainstorm this list of reasons why it's really critical for students to come in these days into the college level with college credit already. Some of you've already earned a lot of college credit in AP courses, but the more you earn, the more opportunities are going to be afforded to you. Also, this year is such a unique opportunity because the assessment is focused on specific standards and skills, and only 45 minutes. So when we are preparing, when we're doing test preparation in classes, teachers don't need to focus on the whole wide scope of the curriculum because College Board has been very forthcoming about exactly what the assessments are going to be focused on. It's also very, very likely for your generation that you're going to take college or graduate level courses online. I know Miss Frye did an online master's degree. I did an online master's degree, and all of our assignments, assessments, lectures, everything was offered online. So the environment that you're currently in, while of course we do not prefer it, we would much rather have you on campus, it is a pretty true to life experience that you are going to probably see at some point in your educational journey, even if it's just for an online summer course or maybe a January term, something to that nature. Also, we are getting the opportunity, because College Board has released information about the assessment, to give very focused instruction on just the material that's going to be assessed. So teachers are not teaching about the entire, at this point, we're not covering the whole curriculum. Most teachers already covered the majority of their core curriculum before March 13th. And now that they're in test preparation, they're able to focus just on the standards that are going to be assessed. So you have a really unique opportunity that hopefully no one ever gets again. Also, this is something that you'll hear the county talk a lot about, that Guilford County and the state, is that we're continuing to offer instruction because college professors, and for any of your post-secondary opportunities, the expectation will be that you've mastered this material. And so we're going to continue to cover that material for the rest of the school year, just so that you are not at any disadvantage. We want to make sure that all the content is accessible to you. I do have my survey at the bottom of every page, so if you do get a chance to jot it down at some point, it's not necessarily a survey about this presentation, but more just a survey on your preparation. So you can fill it out at any time, and it should be available on all the slides. The next thing I'm going to talk about is how you can access the test schedule and course descriptions. I've sent out a survey to all of our AP students to the email that they are registered through College Board with, and most of them have said that they've accessed this test schedule and course descriptions, but I wanted to make sure parents had access. It's this website on the bottom, and I wouldn't suggest typing all this in, but if you go to collegeboard.org, there's a lot of really big links and banners to their AP coronavirus updates so that you can navigate to this. The thing I did want to point out in this animation is that in order to get to the expanded details around the course descriptions and test details, you do have to scroll down to the bottom of the page and expand the menu. So it may be easy to overlook. So just make sure you're scrolling down to all the way to the bottom of the page and then clicking on this plus sign so that you can see the details. This has exam dates, times, exam descriptions. It will tell you what specific units are on the exam. And also, all students should have received a personalized exam schedule in their email. When I surveyed students, I would say about 80% of them reported that they had received that exam schedule. So my suspicion is that some of those are sitting in spam or junk. So if parents, you guys could help us get students to really search their email and make sure that they're getting those updates from College Board. College Board does not communicate to parents. They communicate directly to the student who's registered. So we don't want you as a parent to miss out on any of this important information. So I'm going to turn it over to the famous Diane Long, our AP research teacher, and she is going to start with talking about a little bit about exam security.
Hi, everybody. This is Mrs. Long. It's nice to be here with you this evening. Just a little bit about exam security as our students will be taking their exams at home. First of all, the exams were designed to test what our students know from the beginning of the year through March 15th, and that will be done in an open note, open book style, and so our students will be completing short answers. This year there will be no multiple choice, and the exam will be timed, and so the exams were designed with security in mind. And designed to help our students be as successful as possible. As far as technology specifications, students will be able to access the exam either on a laptop, a desktop, a smartphone, or a tablet. There are a couple of steps that College Board has posted today. So these are new updates.
Yes, I'm sorry, Ms. Long, this slide is really messy because I was throwing all of our last minute updates onto it, so I apologize.
Yeah, that's no problem. So College Board did a lot of updating today, which is great. So we have a lot of new information. The first thing I think that's helpful is if your student has not been receiving emails from College Board, I would advise, and College Board advises them to go to their AP page and check and make sure that the email that they're using is the one that they initially registered with, because College Board is constantly sending out information to their emails. Secondly, check your tech, kind of know the technology that you want to use on the exam day. The third thing that our students can do is there is going to be a simulation for all AP tests on May 4th, and that's just allowing our students to practice submitting a response. So that's a great opportunity. The world languages will be a week later, and so that specific date hasn't been announced. We just know that that will be ready by the week of May 11th. And then they ask for you to gather what you need for each exam. And then the fifth thing is just to know that you will receive an exam confirmation 2 days prior to the exam. And so again, all of this information has been updated to College Board's website today. And last thing, there is an exam walkthrough. Students, this will be particularly helpful for you so that you kind of know what to expect on exam days as far as time, what that looks like, how to submit things, your options for submitting things. So we encourage you to check out these resources.
So now we're going to turn it over to our PTSO president, Ms. Papier.
Hey, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Thank you so much to our staff and our teachers for putting this event together. It is definitely a complicated time. It's a confusing time, but in terms of these AP classes and these AP testing, it really is actually a great time to take an AP class and a test. I'm on my third kid now, so this information I know. This is a great opportunity and possibly one of the best scenarios for students to do well on their exams and receive college credit. The test is much shorter, the content is specific, and it's already been announced. Therefore, we know all review has been tailored to this specific exam. It's not like a 3-hour exam as in the past, where I had my oldest one came out of one of the exams in tears. We're not going to have that now. This is also possibly maybe the only highlight of fourth quarter, so we'll take that for what it's worth. So teachers are using a variety of methods to communicate with their students. Some of them are using Remind, Canvas, Zoom, Schoology, and of course email. The kids are now very good at using all of this different technology. I, for one, it's email for me. So if you have any questions or concerns, you can always email your child's teacher or your counselor. So I'm really happy that you all attended this tonight, and thanks again to our staff. Thanks, Ms. Leighty.
All right, now we're going to turn it over to Ms. Frye.
Hi, everybody. I really miss seeing all of y'all. I hope you realize that. So first of all, the big question about accommodations. So I actually saw someone in the Q&A that was actually one of the questions asked. So the way that accommodations are, you already had to go through, and those already had to be approved by a college board a few months back. So a student with approved accommodations will automatically receive their accommodations through the online platform. For instance, if a student receives extended time 50%, the timer on that online assessment will automatically be set to give them 50% additional time. There is a link on this. You can see the AP Coronavirus Updates College Board, and it has accommodations information in there. College Board also should be sending you, if you have not already gotten the information specific about your test, and if for some reason you have not gotten that information, shoot an email to your teacher. All right, so how are teachers helping students prepare? So AP teachers are focusing their online instruction on specific standards that will be assessed on the revised AP test. So as Stacey mentioned, this is the first year where it basically has flat out told you exactly what is going to be on the test as far as what specific area or standard. So AP teachers as well as College Board are providing online lessons, they're providing feedback, they are actually practicing only specific to the way the AP test is going to be given. Each content area has a different style of test. So the students have been informed that. College Board has addressed how that's going to be as well. They're publishing YouTube lessons from expert AP teachers that anybody can access on collegeboard.org. So from Pat, I've been an AP teacher off and on now for almost 20 years, and they have never been as gracious as they have this year. They are trying their best as College Board to give every student who has put time and effort to have a fighting chance to prove that they understand and have done the work. So reassure yourself, if you want to pass the AP exam, we're going to do everything we can to get you ready for it, and so has College Board. Okay, so some classes that are a little bit different is AP Seminar and Research. So basically, Ms. Long and I we were in a good position because we were already getting kind of in the presentation mode. We were on the final stages of completing our papers. So for my kids, they have modified the exam to where there is absolutely no presentations. They are only submitting the what is called their individual research report, which they did with their team paper. And then they also are going to submit their individual written argument, which is their individual argument that they created from stimulus materials. We were at the final stages of that. I think the rough draft originally was due St. Patty's Day. So they were already at the point where we were about to peer edit. So even if they submitted a rough draft, which I've even said, just submit the rough draft. If you're having trouble, just submit that, and you've got a fighting chance of getting passing the AP exam. And the reason why is because we've already done all the hard work. We were in a good position. Ms. Long and I are both AP readers. So because of that, we kind of know how, with our experience teaching it, we get ahead of the game. We also planned for tons of snow. So we were in some ways 2 weeks ahead of time. So we are in a good shape. So we feel very confident that any of our students who submit work have a really good chance of passing the AP exam and getting it. And why would you want to do it? Last year's pass rates were above 90% for both seminar and research. Now, granted, that did include the presentations. And then for seminar, you had the AP exam. But honestly, the AP exam for me is always the one where the students don't do quite as well, just because you're in timed and you don't have the chance to do all the peer editing and work. But all you're doing is, for me, is submitting 2 papers, and for Ms. Long, you're simply submitting your 500-piece research with all its components. So there is absolutely no reason to submit something. You have earned this. You want to get your capstone diploma. I know that there's a lot of things that you're missing out. I really hate that we are not together, but if you don't submit this, I think you're going to be regretting it 10, 15 years from now. The other thing, real quick, too, why you also want to do it is because so many of our graduates have gotten assistant research jobs at college levels as undergrads. And so you're getting your foot in the door, you're getting into scholarships, you're getting into extra programs that you're proving beyond a shadow of doubt that you can handle this content.
Thank you so much, Ms. Frye. I think maybe Cash jumped. Oh, there he is. There, you're back. I threw in this slide last minute, Dr. Cash, and I can't hear you. There you are.
Yeah, I was kicked off the call. How was the principal kicked off the call? But yeah, cap and gown. They're going to do drive-through pickup this Friday. It'll be from 10 to 12. My understanding is they'll have additional items there to purchase at the time. You still can order any cap and gown materials. We're going to try to do something a little bit unique and special. I'll be out there working on getting my full regalia, graduation regalia, to meet people at the cars. And again, no one has to get out of the car. No one needs to exit the cars. But we do want to make sure that's just another step in trying to figure out how we can try to find ways to celebrate our seniors, celebrate the class of 2020. This is an extremely resilient group of young people, who've accomplished a lot in their 4 years. So we're just continuing to find ways to try to celebrate them and recognize them. So I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of our families this Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. If families cannot come out at that time, we will send out more information to do a makeup pickup dates and how that'll be handled. We're just going to see how many we actually have before we finish our full planning and when that'll be. So I think the big thing, again, we'd love for you to complete the survey. It's really going to help us make sure we're more effective and efficient in how we serve our community. So we have a little bit more of a pulse on what's happening with our students right now during this very difficult time. So I want to thank our entire team. My team, do we have anything for the good of the group you'd like to bring up before we conclude this evening?
We did have a question around, I think I saw a question on the chat around National Honor Society and yearbooks. I think yearbooks are going to schedule a day for pickup. Is that right, Dr. Cash?
Yeah, yearbook, I'm working with the district to see what will be allowable for distribution for our seniors. National Honor Society, we've talked about when they'll receive their National Honor Society stoles, that for our seniors. That'll be at a later date. At the worst case scenario, it'll be at a graduation practice that we'll be able to distribute those. So as we continue to monitor both the recommendations from the federal government, the North Carolina government, and GCS, we'll be able to continue to update that information as soon as it becomes available, which is why we like to potentially use this live forum more extensively to be able to take some questions from you as we move forward and get more recent and current updates for you.
Wonderful. I also know that students who are we're planning to apply to National Honor Society, there's going to be an application process next school year. And so I know that was forthcoming in the days coming after March 13th, but applications are not being collected at this time.
And you certainly will be able to, parents will be able to pick up items for their students. That won't be an issue. There'll be some directional cones that get everything will be placed out by the Herff Jones company on Friday. But just if there's anything specifically, just email us and let us know how we can maybe support you better on that Friday morning.
One of the things mentioned last night was how can parents support their students, and I think the biggest thing is just to have a conversation with your students about finishing something they started, the value of it, kind of recapping this, but also, if they're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, have them reach out to their teachers. We are here for them. We want to help them. We are honestly in just as much stress in some ways as they, trying to juggle this, our own kids, and it's not the easiest, but we are right there with them. We want them to do well. We are their biggest cheerleaders, and just as a parent, if you can just encourage them to do as best they can, because College Board is as gracious as they have ever been on behalf of the student. I mentioned I was a reader before, and one of their key phrases is always give the kids the benefit of the doubt. And I can promise you College Board, as well as the colleges, are believing that this year. So good luck to everybody, because I know everybody is going to want to do these exams. So good luck.
Another question came, I think, Kim, you answered much of it. The junior marshals for graduation and that honor will still be, the county still wants to do a formal celebration, a formal graduation for our senior classes. The preference is to still do it at the Coliseum, where we've held ours for the last at least decade that I've been at Western. But that is something we'll still be able to have junior marshals as part of our ceremonies. I think we've gotten, I don't know if I see any other questions at this time. Explain grades, complete, etc.
So a parent has a question around, I'm going to publish this question, but it's around parents accessing Canvas. I do know that we put out a video on our Facebook page a few weeks back about how parents can access their child's Canvas account. And so if you're still having trouble with that, feel free to shoot me an email, and we can definitely work with you to make sure you're getting access to Canvas updates. So there, and I can reshare that link as well, but it is on our Facebook page.
There was a question about what about students who are so far behind due to teachers leaving. We did have two situations. I know our AP environmental students are on track, on point with their pacing. And I know that AP language, AP language has been able to make the appropriate modifications to get them. They will be prepared for what the AP Lang and it reduced, again, as Ms. Frye has stressed, Ms. Long, Ms. Leighty, Ms. Peel, and Mr. Creech last night. College Board, it's actually not the entire curriculum. So we're actually in a better place than we would have thought we maybe on March 13th when we got out, but College Board has really made those changes. So our students will be ready, especially as far as with their writing. Great. Another question was explain grades. Right now, fourth quarter grades are complete, incomplete, or missing. That's what we're entering through the Power School system right now. Students will still receive feedback on their assignments via Canvas and/or Schoology, depending on the forum used by that teacher. So that'll be very direct feedback there. I've let our teachers can assign numeric grades on the Canvas page. So for a lot of our students want to know kind of where they stand. But again, as far as Power School grades go, that you'll be able to access for fourth quarter as it stands now will remain completed, incomplete, or missing at this time until we get additional guidance to determine how a final grade will be factored before our freshmen, sophomore, and juniors. A great question, and that's why we want, again, as I know I'm repeating myself, but that's why we'd like to be able to do another live event once we have a little more clarity on next steps. We appreciate everybody who's been very patient, understanding the current situation that we're in. We are so distraught for our senior class. It's unfathomable what they're kind of going through for their senior year, but I want to thank our parents for your support of your children, and know that we're here as things come up for you. If we can help, we definitely want to be a partner with you and try to help our kids continue to find ways to celebrate all their accomplishments.
Hey, Cash, there was a question about students who need access to technology. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
So we still have laptops that students can come to school and pick up. So our hours are 10 to 2 for pickup of tablets. Please call the school. Our lines are actually forwarded to our staff's homes via GCS cell phones. So they'll be able to set up and make an appointment for you to come by and pick up your technology so that you could continue to access the work that you may need. We've had a lot of families who just recently, so there was a change in the family and now they need a tablet. So we still have tablets at the school. Please contact us and we'll work to set up a time for you to get them. Anything else potentially, Ms. Peel, Ms. Leighty, that maybe we missed?
There's a question around the date and time of graduation. Ms. Peel just answered. The graduation information from the district is still kind of forthcoming. Cash, you want to address that?
Yeah, we had a great meeting with, yesterday we had a great meeting with all high schools, student body presidents, with the district office and all the principals as we discuss potential options. But the county is committed to making sure that we have a ceremony for our students. We did talk about many options, one being a potential January graduation ceremony, early January graduation ceremony. But again, our student body president, Megan McCraw, represented us very, very well. I'm very proud of her and all that she's accomplished, but she really did a great job advocating for our school to make sure that the superintendent understood the significance of trying to make sure we have a way to honor our senior class together as one. So that's it's still a work in progress. There have been, again, as I said, they're looking at a potential early January graduation. There was looking at virtual options. That was not something that the class president seemed to be very keen on, but again, the superintendent is committed to making sure we have a ceremony to celebrate our students. Now, again, that may be another great opportunity for us to do another live meeting in addition to our Connect Eds, and any senior parent that's on here, I sent out. We have 200 of the 255 of your emails in our system. So hopefully we can get them all added on the system, so we'll be a little bit more effective and efficient with how we communicate to you to get you the most recent updates. I've been trying not to flood Connect Eds to our community, as I know we're getting a lot from communication from the district, but if we need my communication to increase, we certainly can add more to our communication efforts.
Cash, that's another great plug for my survey. If you want to jot that link down, because we will be able to, through that survey, collect updated email addresses and updated phone numbers if you're not receiving communication from Western. We want to make sure that we're getting that to you.
But a lot of great questions. We can't thank you enough. Please spread the word to any of your friends or neighbors who potentially had issues getting on tonight. We will get this. This has been recorded, and we'll get it posted to the Western Guilford website at the latest by Friday, so we can have more families access this content.
Another question is about creative things the school's doing to honor seniors. One of the things I think I'm really excited about is Friday. Would love to be able to celebrate with seniors in person on Friday, although albeit from a very safe distance. But I anticipate that our celebration of this senior class of 2020 will continue on for quite some time. I don't know if Ms. Peel, if you have any other updates from Student Council.
We have some plans in the works for a few things that we're still trying to finalize. We are trying to work out some potential version of a virtual prom that we're really excited about the idea of, but that's still kind of in the works, so we'll let you know when we have more information. Do check out the senior Instagram page or account, whatever it's called these days, for our senior spotlight. We're accepting information about seniors and their plans for after graduation, and we'll also post other announcements for seniors there as well. So yes, there are things in the works. Stay tuned.
Thank you, Ms. Peel. And I know that
I'm sorry, Kim. Go ahead, Kim. I just could talk about the transcript piece is all electronic as it is. So transcript protocols are not being changed at all was one of the questions that we have. Our council department is going to continue to update our webpage for any updated senior information. There was a question about GPA. I answered on the sidebar. GPA is not, I mean, believe me, this is something that's very, very significant to all of us. For me, both professionally and personally, as my son is a 10th grader who I want to make sure he has a competitive GPA himself as we move towards his applications towards college. So as soon as that information is made clear to us, we will definitely communicate to you. Again, don't forget this Friday there will be some deals on apparel. So if there might be some seniors who maybe didn't get a T-shirt or something to that effect, you can see the Herff Jones website for some more items as you may need.
Dr. Cash, do you know anything about Governor's School? I know that Melissa Decker would be the contact, our counselor, Melissa Decker.
Yeah, I don't know if it's, I don't know, have any other information on that at this time, but certainly we'll work with Ms. Decker to get some updates on our webpage and also communicate to the students who have been accepted to see what's happening. Unfortunately, Ms. Allen's not on our call this evening. I know she works at Governor's School in the summers, but certainly we have a great connection to her to determine, get the latest updates.
Awesome. Ms. Peel definitely did a shout out for the Instagram page that is the handle is WGHS20, and I would definitely plug that. It's so wonderful to see pictures of students. I think Pixie is that who's doing it, is doing the ups. She's keeping those updates coming on a daily basis, I think. I also would encourage you to follow WGHS_Hornets on Instagram. We try to keep updates coming to students. We know students like Instagram and parents like Facebook. So we try to keep updates coming to both of those platforms on a consistent basis. And also I know Stacey's updating our PTSO web Facebook page as well. So we are trying to put as much information out there as possible.
There was a question about when seniors will receive their diplomas. There has been conversation about mailing diplomas home, but again, that's still a work in progress as we try to finalize what we may be able to do to actually have a graduation ceremony.
Well, I really appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. And again, we will post this video for others to see if anyone was not able to connect with us this evening. This was a great opportunity for us to get to share some important information, and hopefully we'll have some more clear information. I do know that there was some conflicting information from the district and the state around grading that kind of came out over the course of the last week. So we are hoping to, once we get all of our guidance that we need, we'll be able to share that information with you all as well, hopefully through the same platform.
And another big shout out, Ms. Leighty, thank you for working on this technology for us. Ms. Frye, I love your classroom background, very cool, very creative. But everybody, thank you for joining us on the call tonight. Please continue to complete the survey. You can throw more questions in there as well. But we can't thank you enough, and for your perseverance throughout this tough time. We will continue to update you immediately as things become available to us. Everybody have a great night. Take care, and of course, go Hornets.